Smith. I've got news to tell you, folks, and you are.
Me, I've got something to tell you.
Lovely.
I've got something to tell you.
Lovely. Anyway, Vanity Van Glow is, as we speak, making herself beautiful, more beautiful than the show already was, like less than 10 minutes ago. She'll be joining on the sofa for a no-holds-barred chat with our Chrissy, darling. I love you. Can I lick your nipple?
No, you let her. Get off.
I'm licking it anyway. I don't even fucking care. That's how much I don't even care.
Daniel,
and we've got obviously
Daniel.
We've got our regular segments. Obviously, we've got hit or shit, and we've got fit or shit, and we've got anarchist. But first. Oh, okay, we've cope with that. That's brilliant. Oh, Chrissy, look, you've got dreadlocks going on.
Yeah, man. Wagwan. What you know, I know that. It's part of my culture, actually. I really embrace it.
Can you, folks, please share this? If you're part of the essential crew that we're talking about, share this now. We've gone blue screen here, by the way.
And this is for Essential Manchester.
Yeah, 20.
Essential 20 in Manchester.
In Manchester, because we've got some fucking big fucking news coming for you, folks. And we know what we're going to do. We're going to keep you hanging. Not that you're hanging.
Hanging? Oh.
I'm hanging.
I did wash.
I'm hanging.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hanging.
That's very careless of you.
I am hanging. Listen, folks, here's what's happened this week. I can't even cope with fucking excitement. But I want to give a few big shout outs first, if I can. I want to give. What? A quick few big shout outs.
Schnell. Oh, schneller.
Chanel should be our fucking new fucking brand of fucking fragrance, Chris. Coming soon, folks. Here, Chanel is the new fucking fragrance.
Call it muck. By AA.
Listen, man, there's been huge advancements this week in all parts of our lives. In mine, in Chrissy Darling's here, in Arel's, the third, not to be mistaken for Arel the second.
From Bronx.
From the Bronx, thank you. His father was from the Bronx, not you.
No.
And Joel, by the way, Joel, cut the camera. Cut the fucking camera. Can we just please introduce these two people, because look at Joel. Can I just, Joel, before I proceed, can I just tell something that happened last night?
No. Oh, that.
All right, folks, here's what happened last night. Cut the screen here, Joel.
Go for it.
Fucking, here's what happened last night, yeah? I goes round to Joel's last night, yeah, to talk about tonight's broadcast, blah, blah, blah. We're in Sainsbury's, right, folks? Chris, I'm in Sainsbury's.
Okay.
No,
I only shop in Lidl.
And, right, I goes in, and here's the thing, right, folks? Here's the fucking thing. The fucking guy, on the self-service tills, Joel, our producer there, he's fucking cut the camera off now. Look at him, the fucking little fetus face bastard that he is. Look at him. He goes to buy a fucking bottle of wine, right? And when he goes to buy the bottle of wine, what happens, Chris? Do you know what happens? Ask me.
They say to him, let me guess, has it got anything to do with age?
Chris, I was fucking fuming. I was livid.
No.
Orel.
He have to show his
No,
ID.
he didn't. You know what he had to do? He had to ask me to show mine, and the person didn't even fucking question it. I was livid.
I would question your age.
Thank you. Go on, dickhead. Go on.
55.
I'm 65 yet.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you fucking
Wait a second. The guy at the till asked you for your...
He asked me to fucking verify his age. His fucking age. Look at him.
Is that, well...
I know what you're doing there.
What did you have to do?
And,
how did you verify his age?
Because I had to walk up.
Oh! Hey, baby. That was one of those. I thought he was doing that.
I'll show you in a bit. I was in Sainsbury's last night, yeah, with Joel, right? And Joel fucking couldn't get served with a bottle of wine. Look at him. Fucking cut the camera to you now. Cut the camera to... Look at him. He looks fucking well old enough to be able to serve with wine. But no, I had to verify his fucking age, and I was fucking fuming.
Because he walks around with an Instagram filter.
Because I was fucking...
Was you fuming? Oh. Listen, no one said life was fairly.
I'm fucking fuming. Anyway, without further ado, listen, I think the first thing to do this week is move on from the fact that Joel is fucking 72 but looks like fucking 12, whatever you fucking fetus fucker that you are. And move on to Anarchist Ant. At this point, can I fucking ask Arel the third,
Yes.
not to be mistaken for
Arel the second,
his father was from
the Bronx.
Oh
yes.
Arel the third, would you lead us into that Anarchist Ant, please? Have we got questions this week? That
Have we got a...
dum 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 dum.
Question. Yes, we have question even this
First
week.
question, please.
The first question is
Hang on,
from.
let me just get ready. Hang on.
You need to get ready.
Oh, see? That's
You
not me.
you had entire life to get ready. Not now.
Oh no.
Calm.
Sorry.
Stop.
Oh, $20.
Slap.
What questions do we have this week?
Well, dum dum.
Question.
Right. So
So-
first question is
first-
Arel.
First question is from Michael,
Michael.
which is 22 from Basingstoke.
From where?
From where?
Basingstoke.
That's it.
Where
Where's that?
where was that?
Say it again.
Basingstoke.
Spell it.
Basing.
Oh,
Basingstoke.
sorry, Basingstoke, right? Yeah.
Basing.
Basingstoke, right?
Alright, go on.
I want to travel the world and
Right.
visit countries
What's wrong with
Right.
that?
And nothing.
I've always dreamed about.
And
I've been glad to. You have, and I know you have because you talked about it. You
should
said
always
to me,
dream.
Everyone who wants
Dream a
to
little
travel
dream.
the world.
Of course.
Dream a little dream.
Dream a little dream.
You said to me loads of times, I want to go to Basingstoke, and I said, Chris, we'll go there one day.
Yeah.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
When we win the lottery.
And then you stop the heroin. Anyway, go on.
I want to visit Japan next year
Oh, nice. Get
and
international.
watch the Olympics there.
Oh, they're lucky bugger.
Then I want to visit Australia,
Why not? I can go and see my
etc.
brother. Oh, where?
Australia.
Australia, and
Australia.
Oh, nice.
etc.
Nice place to go.
Et cetera,
Nice
et
place to
cetera.
go. Nice place to
Listen,
go.
So far, right, so he wants to travel the world.
Yeah.
Great. He wants to go to the
True.
Olympics next year
Yeah.
and then on to Australia.
Australia.
Don't we all want to do that? Though?
Oh, Chris, I want to do that more than I want to fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've stashed some money away and I want to arrange my journey now to get cheaper
That's
flights.
very sensible.
Is it why?
Because you're getting cheaper now.
Yeah,
You won't be doing
if
it
you
right at the
book-
last minute.
exactly.
You pay double. You can get them now.
Well,
for
post-Brexit.
cheaper for next year.
Yeah. Can you give me any advice on travel?
Of course we can.
Can you just recap on that because it's touched my heart. This. He wants it's.
So, Michael, 22,
Michael's 22, yeah.
from Basingstoke.
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 He wants to travel the world and visit countries.
Right, okay.
He always dreamed about it.
Yeah.
He wants to visit Japan next year to see the Olympics. Then he wants to go to visit Australia, etc., etc. He been
Etc.
saved money away,
Right.
so he can arrange the journey so he can get cheaper flights from now.
Okay.
Can you give me any advice
course
of
I
travel?
Well, it's like. Oh, sorry.
Wait,
go
I
on.
don't finish.
Go on.
Oh, by the way, I'm serving 15 years in prison at the moment for armed robbery last night.
Are you crazy? What's his name again?
Michael.
Michael. Hi, Michael. Hi, Michael. No, I understand you drink. I do. I understand them because we all have them. But you know what? You're fucking locked up, you stupid bastard. What are you saying? What are you on about? How the hell can you go to bloody Japan next year? You've had 15 fucking years next year. What are you going to do to try and get out of prison? Nosh up the fucking manager or whoever he's called. You silly bugger. What was and what was it for? Armed robbery?
Yes.
No, would you stash the fucking money, you thieving bastard? Fuck off.
But anyway, what's his name?
Michael.
Michael. I hope that you found that helpful in some way because.
Hopefully you get less than 7 years for good behavior from the prison.
Is it prison or psychiatric hospital? The secure wing.
I'm robbery. 22.
Arel, is there any more questions this week? I know.
Yes.
There's a couple.
We have one.
Could you read the one out for us, please? Because he's going to answer the question.
Oh, it's a dumb question.
Question.
Is Arel answering this question?
Yes.
Oh,
Apparently,
Arel the second, not to, Arel the third, should I say? Not to be
Right.
mistaken for Arel the third, whose father is from the Bronx.
From the Bronx.
Okay. Joe, before can we just put camera here?
I just cut it to you.
No, not to me.
So Aurel's answering.
Arel's answering this.
And can I just say something, Aurel, before you start?
Yes.
Don't be too fucking good at this and do me out of the job, right, you bastard. Go on.
Arel the third, not to be mistaken for Arel
Yes.
the second, whose father is from
Bronx.
Thank you, Arel. I'm sorry to keep me bringing that up, but it's an important thing to know.
Yeah, so people know.
Dear
everything.
Anarchist Ant,
Yeah.
my name is Craig.
Okay.
I'm 28, and I'm from Cleethorpes.
Oh, my age.
You don't look 28. You look at least 42. I have a
Thank
fetish.
you. You make me younger.
Oh no! Who said Joe Rivers was dead? Oh, here she is.
Shut it, you. I'm fucking Anarchist Ant. My segment. I have a fetish, and I want to meet other people with the same fetish,
Okay.
and I want to meet other.
I don't have any other. I don't have a fetish, so.
I like to be slapped around with a radio. Sorry, folks. Sorry.
Slaps around with what?
I like to be slapped around with a Radio Times thing called Dirty Mildred.
Kinky fucker.
Whilst wearing a snorkel and flippers and listening to Yoko Ono songs. Sorry, Earl. Do you know? Sorry, start again.
Starts again, yes.
Sorry, totally unprofessional here. Dear Anarchist Ant, Arel,
Yeah.
my name's Craig. I'm 28.
Good.
I'm from Cleethorpes. Cleethorpes is just
Oh, well then.
it's near Hull. It's not a nice place.
My picture was up in the chip shop, did you know that?
Yeah, I do know that. I know that's true. It's all over the fucking place. I have a fetish, and I want to meet other people with the same fetish. I like to be slapped with the Radio Times and called Dirty Mildred, whilst wearing a snorkel and flippers and listening to Yoko Ono songs. And do you know where I can meet someone like me? Please help. Arel, over to you. What do you think about this?
Well, first of all, I don't know what the hell is Yoko Ono.
I'll tell you, brother. Do you want to get? Can I,
Yes, come on, do you want to...
do you know what Yoko Ono is, brother?
No.
Yoko Ono is a dirty, horrible, droopy tit. She's got big, like you got tits.
Yeah.
They droop around her fucking belly
You've got
button.
your poster of her in your bedroom?
Yeah, and you know what? I throw darts at her on a daily basis. She's a fucking horrible tart. She's a
she
tart.
married to?
She's a nipple.
Who was she married
She's a
to?
nipple.
Who
She's a
was
big
she
fuck. It
married
doesn't matter
to?
who she married to. Fucking shut up, you. Shut it.
Imagine all the people
Fucking.
living.
She's a
for
fucking
today.
nipple. Anyway, shut
Hey,
it, you. Fucking. It's
you
irrelevant.
would
Stop
say
singing.
I'm a dreamer.
Fucking. Well, fucking knock you out.
Cause I'm not the only one. You fucker, you bitch.
I'm trying to kiss.
Well, I don't have any fetish, so even I don't like to be slapped around like
You don't like
Okay.
it? Alright.
Greg. Well, hopefully it will be someone out there, but
Well, what kind of places could he go to maybe to find people into that kind of thing? Is there a club, a speciality club out there?
no, you can go just literally in a sauna and to find weird people. Yeah,
Could you recommend any?
to recommend any sauna.
A sauna? Could you
Well-
recommend
Have
a
you got
sauna?
something you fucking like to recommend?
Yeah, you can go to the weirdest one, maybe.
You go to the where?
You can go to Chariots.
Okay. Oh, is that the Roman establishment?
Yes,
Oh. It's very hot in there.
it is very hot in there.
Oh, it's so hot. When you walk in, you just want to take all your clothes off. Why is that?
Because it's very hot and you wear clothes on you, it's gonna be like,
Oh.
alright.
Oh, thank you.
Or any other saunas who's got these things. I mean, there are lots of people that they have fetish.
Yeah.
But the first time when I hear someone that's got this kind of fetish to be slapped around with a Radio Times, I'm guessing this is a newspaper, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
And called Dirty Mildred.
Ooh. We'll say that again. Call me
To,
Dirty
to be
Mildred.
called Dirty Mildred.
Oh, say it again, Arel.
Called Dirty Mildred.
Oh, yeah. Yo,
And
disgusting.
wearing a snorkel or whatever is this and flippers.
Yeah.
Alright, I would like to see you wearing a snorkel and slippers. Will you please wear them for us next week?
What the hell is a snorkel?
We'll
A
get
snorkel,
some for you.
a snorkel is. Remember the other night when we were in
Oh,
Prowler?
yeah, all over the place.
Oh,
Yes, exactly.
really?
Will you wear one?
I will, yeah, why not?
Okay.
Oh, you fucking
Shall we
Well-
tell them what happened on Sunday?
Tell them what happened on Sunday. Tell them what happened on Sunday. Tell
So-
them what happened on Sunday.
Basically, we went out and we went to Hampstead Heath to see that
Yeah, but-
mansion, whatever it's called.
Kenwood, make sure you fucking let the people know that it wasn't the Amsterdam that you're fucking talking about.
But it was that mansion that
We
is-
didn't go cruising on Amsterdam, boys.
No,
What's that place
absolutely
called,
no.
like
It was
Jeremy
raining
Corbyn?
day,
What's it
so
called?
Kenwood.
Jack Straw.
yeah. Then we decided to go to Soho. After we had a few drinks and discovered a miracle over there,
And the miracle was
a
the
miracle app,
Wetherspoons app.
a miracle app. And then, while we were walk around, we went up to Prowlers, the sex shop in
What's
the
I've never been in.
which
Prowler
for
is
him
a sex
to-
shop. It's got dildos. It's got.
to find a present for Joe Ryder, which is Friday is his birthday, and we found like
What was the
dildos of
beginning of
17, 22, 50 inch long. And for my surprise, apparently Lee Forsyth Griffith never been to a sex shop or to know exactly what kind of items downstairs where you can have bondage, rough sex and all that.
Arel gave me a full fucking list.
Yes.
Arel gave me a full fucking.
So it was so
Arel
amazing to explain him all that, including the fact that it was another guy that he joined to the conversation.
Yeah, but what was that guy like, Arel? What was he like? That guy, he just kept popping up, didn't he? He kept popping up behind fucking counters like this. Me and Arel are looking downstairs having a laugh, right? So we're in a fucking gay bondage shop, folks, right? Me and Arel, and we're looking at stuff that I swear to you now that you and I would never know what the fuck you're supposed to do with it. Shove it with your ass, shove it in your mouth. What are you supposed to do with it? Shove it around your dick, whatever the fuck. And me and Arel, I'm going, Arel, what do you do with this? And he's going, well, this guy, right, who followed us between two shops kept popping up behind fucking counters. Arel, am I lying?
No.
He kept popping
no.
up going, mate, what you do with that is you shove it on your tit and you blow on it and it pulls it out. Didn't it?
Yes.
you get me one?
Or you
He
had
kept
a
fucking
special ring for making your balls bigger.
Yeah. I've got them in the house.
Are your balls big?
So yeah, it was quite entertaining and something to
Anyway,
learn.
listen, folks.
Anyway, Mr. Craig, I hope
Without
you're
further
gonna
ado, folks, are you
find
watching?
someone.
Are you watching?
I'm watching. I'm trying to get
Not
my
you.
sort my hair out.
Are you watching? Are you watching now, you Essential 20 folks? Because we've got some fucking news for you.
Time for what? Essential news.
Get
Have you
that
got some
fucker-
essential
get that
news?
fucker up, Joe, now! And throw me them fucking
Big
skins and throw me that fucking
essential
tobacco.
news coming up.
Because I have now got some essential fucking news for you.
What is the essential news, Lee? Come on.
Joe, before we do the essential news, throw me the skins, bro. In fact, throw me your fucking cig. You can roll your own. Have I got? Give me your cig. Give me your cig. Give me your cig. You can roll another one. Oh, look at him. Look
What's
at
that
him.
been
You
on a
can't-
park bench in Bradford?
Are you there, folks? Are you there? I'm out here, bro.
Sorry, Bradford.
Chrissy,
Well-
how long do we leave these people waiting for? We tell them this news.
Well, hang on, let me just moisturise my elbow.
Moisturise your elbow.
Moisturise your arse.
Because
while you're at
I've
it.
actually noticed that your
Fill the
elbows
beans for
look-
God's
Oh.
sake.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but have you noticed how much his elbows look like scrotum?
This reminds me about those gloves that we saw in the sex shop where to
Which
do
one
the
are those?
fisting.
Oh!
He's doing like that.
Yeah, as well. Look, the fisting gloves. Oh,
And
where have they been?
judging.
Where have they been?
Judging.
And if you go to Essential Manchester next year, you'll be fisted by Chrissy Darling.
Listen, folks.
Again.
Before we start, listen. Vanity Van Gogh
Is waiting in the wings.
is waiting in the wings. So I'm not going to
Asleep
labour
on the
this.
bed.
I want to get the best. I want to get the best fucking numbers here before Vanity comes on. So you better share this now, folks. Before I start to talk, I'm going to take 2 drags on my cig, and you better start sharing this now, right?
Oh,
I'm waiting.
make the sound of tumbleweed go.
Tumbleweed. Daniel Harrison, are you out there?
I've got a question for you, Lee.
Go on, that's
I got a question
Dun,
for
dun,
you.
dun.
question.
Thank you. Where? Can you tell me where? And how big? And how essentially amazing the venue
Stop
is
now, stop. Oh, venue.
for Essential 20 next year?
I think I can answer all them questions, you know, Joe. Joe Ryder, do you know why?
Why?
Because we've got some major news, folks, regarding the venue for Essential 20.
Which is...
It's
Would you
a
like
huge venue, folks.
Would you like a drum roll?
Yes.
You can't do drum roll.
Are you trying to say man shake? Go on.
Oh, I might be able to.
I could improvise.
There we go. Bit of a drum roll for you. And the venue is...
The venue for Essential 20 next year is going to be the fucking... Chris, I will leave it to you, brother.
Next year,
Spencer-
it's
Joe Ryder House.
Not Joe Ryder's house, no.
Oh, you disappoint me, Ren.
It's going to be in Basement Sauna. No, it's not.
It's going to be, folks, it's going to be in the Albert Hall.
Oh,
Not the Royal Albert Hall, but the Albert Hall in Manchester.
The Albert Hall.
All
Now,
the
let me
Manchester folk know the Albert Hall.
So there you go, folks. Here we go. Fucking the cat's out the bag. There's no fucking hiding it. It's going to be in the Albert Hall, and that means that we have got. But here's the thing. I need to let you know. Some things, right? Nigel has genuinely gone out of his fucking way here, and he really has as well. He fucking has. He has invested in the best sound system, the best lighting system.
Oh yes.
The best fucking crew. He's invested in fucking... Oh, brother, sisters, let me fucking tell you, I can't wait to see you on that smoky dance floor, because I tell you why. Not only is it the best fucking sound system, the best light system, it's going to be the best venue in Manchester. It is going to be... It's because it... The response to our expose
Oh, thanks, but not yet.
was so large, it outgrew the old Essential building. Now, here's the thing, we all agree, yeah, it would have been nice for it to be in the old, but it's too fucking big, because you know why? It's gone beyond a club, it's gone into a super club. It's gone into a fucking super club, fucking... That's where it's gone, folks. It's gone bigger than even I expected, and I can't even cope with it. It's gone bigger than you or me could have ever expected. It's going to be... So, with that in mind...
But there's going to be a little thing, isn't there, about who gets...
Yeah, there is.
Oh.
So, here's the thing. With regards to tickets, folks, here's the thing. Follow me now.
Just a little hint. Just give me a little hint.
Alright, a little hint is, you need to fucking sign on, because there's only a certain amount of tickets are going to be available.
Don't mean at the job centre.
There's going to be a certain amount. There's only going to be a certain amount of tickets that are available initially, and they're to regular people who went to Essential.
And do sign up as well.
At the time, you got to do a sign up. Exactly. So listen to me now, folks. Follow me and Chrissy carefully here, because there's only a place. Go to Essentials Super Club. Essential Super Club. Follow me now, folks. You need to
get the www dots.
Yes, www.essentialsuperclub.com.
That's www.
Because this is where
superclub.com.
you need to sign up here now, because you get the first 1,000 tickets for regulars only. There'll be tickets coming on our Armchair Anarchist site.
Oh yes.
As part of a competition, because these are gonna sell out fucking. From what I've heard already, virtually they've sold out. So you need to get your fucking shit together, folks. Listen to me now.
Just to clarify, there's like 1,000 tickets at £20 for
1,000?
essential regulars only.
Thank you, Joel, our producer. Listen to Joel again. Listen to Joel again.
There are 1,000 limited edition tickets at £20 each
people who sign
for
up.
essential regulars only. For these people need to sign up for these tickets
At
at
www.
Yes.
Essentialsuperclub.com.
We're going to be having tickets available to Chrissy Darling and I. That we're going to do as part of a competition, because these tickets are virtually sold out already. But before I go any further, I don't want to labour this point, because I want to get Vanity in here as soon as possible. Here's the thing, folks. I want to say to you, look at you there, Chrissy, look and point at you, all of you.
Hang on, watch.
Claire,
Watch.
Claire,
And you.
Mwah, I love you, darling. To Mel, to Daniel Harrison, to everyone out
Hi,
there.
Kyle.
To DJ Thaddeus, to everyone out there, yeah?
Lee. Andy Preston asked, what about the X staff?
X-Staff get fucking free entry, brother.
You
X-Staff
hear,
get free
Andy? Free entries for the staff.
No, just after I was hearing what you were just saying.
They get free entry. So they need to fucking get. But here's the thing. We made this happen and fucking good luck. People power. Fucking, we spoke. The people responded. It's happening. It's happening. So again, just quickly to curtail this little segment.
What's that word? Curtail.
Thank you, Chris. If you can go to essentialsuperclub.com and apply for your tickets now, there's only yeah. I'll tell you straight off the bat now. There was 1,000 tickets fucking went on sale, right? And there is less than fucking 100 left. Get your fucking fingers going now, because I want to see you there. I don't want anyone to miss out here, because after that it goes to fucking the general public. The general public, bore off. We don't even care about you.
Yeah.
But the regulars, I want to see you there. And on that level alone, there's going to be fucking all sorts of shit going on at night. I can tell you now. Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to read it to you? There's going to be muscle boys, there's going to be fire breathers outside, it's going to be the best lighting system, the best sound system. We're
It's gonna be supermodels, boys.
It's gonna and
supermodel door whores.
and
I
folks,
don't care about
Shut
that
it.
person. I don't care about that person.
and sorry boys, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Chrissy Darling, Joel Ryder, Orel the Third, not to be mistaken for.
Around a second.
Emma
His father's
Leonard
from-
telling me pre-sale of the tickets.
I've just told them. If we're paying attention. I can't fucking. I'm sorry. I can't fucking.
Well,
I can't.
if you write on the screen to exactly
But here's
where
the
they
fucking
go
thing,
to,
folks. Here's the fucking thing.
the
Next
website where they go.
week,
Once again, Emma.
we have got next week. We've got a bigger exclusive. Have we not, Chris? Exclusive for you next week. It's going to be
I got an exclusive for
www.essentialsuperclub.com. Joe Ryder is now gonna put the details up on the screen for you to follow to get the tickets. Get your fucking tickets now, boys and girls, because I want to see all of you. I want to see you, Claire. I want to see you, babe, on that fucking floor. I want to be on that smoky dance floor with you that night.
Practicing my dance already.
Get sharing this fucking now, folks, because if you don't, all tickets are going to go and I won't see you there. But here's what we've been agreed. I'm trying to kiss that night. All of us four will be there on the night with all of our lights and our fucking backdrop, and we'll be interviewing you as you come in. It'll be streamed live to the world on the night. It's going to be fucking biblical, folks.
Did you say biblical?
It's going to be biblical. It's going to be fucking biblical. But anyway.
So now you have the website where you can go and purchase the
Please follow the
tickets.
details here on the screen. We're going to come back in a bit.
Essentialsuperclub.com.
I've got a couple more things to tell you. I've got a couple more things to tell you. I have. But in the meantime, have we got that roaming camera? I need to do this. I need to do this.
We got any music for you? Dun, dun,
You do it.
Anyway, I'm practicing on the dance floor. Me and Mad Pat. I think me and Mad Pat will be doing this. Lee? Me and Mad Pat, we might do that one. Come on!
Bring that back.
Manchester boys!
Get that back for a minute. I've got to introduce somebody else.
Let's have some
Joel, come.
fucking
Sorry,
noise
now
or
we're
something
gonna
like that. Well, now we're going to get very glamorous. Oh, am I sitting here?
Andy says, please tell Chrissy Daddy says hello.
Oh, hi, Daddy.
Dankeschön.
Am I already here, folks?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please introduce the world.
Woo, 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 woo.
There she
Vanity,
is.
darling.
Right.
Chrissy, how are you?
Oh, listen, we are in the presence of royalty here. This is Miss Vanity Von Glow herself, the Queen. Would you like that?
Oh, yes, I'm used to these.
Can I just say, first of all, this is Vanity Von Glow, the Queen of London Cabaret. Give her a hand. This is what happens when there's only one person in the audience.
Well, that's fine. One hand is better than no hands.
Very much so. Now,
Yes. Oh, that would be lovely, dear. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Chrissy, because I saw your eyes wandering down. I haven't shaved my legs today, and it's in a protest against the unreasonable beauty standards inflicted upon women worldwide. I shall be resuming my usual svelte, smooth legs tomorrow.
But Vanity, if you're like a Russian woman or a Greek woman, that's fine.
Just any kind of woman will do.
Although these German women, these have hamsters under their armpits.
Did they?
Oh, yes.
My goodness, well, it's nice to have a pet.
Oh, no, it's just very nice to have a pet.
Yes.
Now, Ms. Von Glow. Now, you've been in London how long?
That's 7.5, almost 8 years.
And you hail from which city?
I am from Glasgow.
Oh, from Glasgow. Now, can you do a Glasgow kiss? Are you that kind of Glaswegian?
No, so I'm not. I'm a non-violent Glaswegian, which is a very rare breed.
Yeah.
But I've witnessed the Glasgow kiss being administered,
really?
and I've also seen a Glasgow blowjob, a Glasgow fuck, the whole thing.
Oh.
You know, there's lots of love going on in Glasgow with the body.
Oh, but when you was in Glasgow, what point did you decide that you was going to move to London?
I was talking about this the other day with a friend of mine. I was performing for about 3 or 4 years in Glasgow.
Yes.
So I've been doing this for a lot longer now in London, but that feels weird to me. I still in my mind think that I've only been here for 5 minutes. But Glasgow had the kind of like bar scene where if you worked for one bar, you couldn't work for any of the others.
Can I just say, that is like every other place outside London.
And it's so stupid
Yes.
because if you're trying to develop and you're trying to become
Yes.
more interesting as a performer,
Yes.
you want to be in different spaces, you want to try and commute. You know what it's like. There's always in every town, there's a club where I still think a little bit where like the working class people go, and then there's a club where, and I wanted to be able to perform in all of them, and so I didn't like feeling or being told I couldn't, and I was like, if I want to be gigging every single night of the week, I need to be in London.
Which brings me on to your controversial bits.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Now, I've been doing this. I'm an old bitch, so I've been going a long time.
Yeah. How long, Chrissy?
Oh, do you know, it'll be 30 years soon. But I was only 3 when I started.
That's the length of that's my time on Earth.
Age, yes. But the thing is, though, it's like I've always been one of those people where you go where the work is. If somebody asks you, you do the gig. Mm-hmm. Now, you did one gig that caused a lot of controversy, and I have to say, not with me.
Yes.
It was with other people it caused a lot of controversy. Explain to them the gig that you did and how you got to do that gig in the first place.
I used to know. Well, I still know. I'm friends with a boy who has over the time I've known him flipped and flopped with his political opinions over the time and been a bit of a waif, a bit wayward, as young gay people often are. A little bit unmoored from, I think, family life and from stability. So always a friend who I was like, oh, what's he up to now? A bit of an urchin.
Yes.
But I'm a believer in he's a good kid.
Yeah.
He worked, believe it or not, for the nefarious Tommy Robinson, and was trying to organise a free speech event that was originally supposed to be in Hyde Park, at Hyde Park Corner, and it was going to be a free speech sort of hustings where they were going to get people that all sort of in some way or another support free speech. Indeed, a bit of a cunt, and indeed a number of cunts. This, free speech is going to always attract cunts.
Sure. Was there a leaning for this? I say this because if you're talking about free speech, that's fine, free speech. Although free speech is a myth.
There's no such. You can't. Yes,
no, you
it's
can't.
not an absolute.
But was this a leaning towards the left? Was it more of a leaning to the right?
Well, I think that by virtue of I consider myself to be radically progressive in certain areas. Potentially conservative in some other areas. But I certainly am not. I've never believed myself to be right wing or voted for Labour in every election.
Right.
So to me, being a member of
that shut you up.
Being a member of this community, I feel like I'm not surrendering the beacon of free speech to anyone. So if I'm asked to go and perform at a free speech event, where there are going to be other people using their free speech, I'm going to go and make my case. Now, I'm not antagonistic, so I'm not going to go there and attack other people. So instead I went there and I said, I'm here to support the free speech of minorities such as the LGBT community, because it's free speech which has enabled us to organise, to get together and to talk about our politics and ideas, and it's through that we've been able to pursue liberation. So that's why I was at this event that ended up being called the Day for Freedom.
Yes, and the thing was, I supported you on it because I know you did it for the right reasons. You did it and you brought a bit of LGBTQIA plus. You brought that to the event, and I thought it was really good of you. But a lot of people pilloried you for it afterwards. Yeah. Basically saying, what was his name? The guy's name? Jan I can't remember his name.
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yes. And they were basically trying to say that you was like, in some ways, like bed brothers and sisters or whatever. But you wasn't. You was there. You was LGBTQ, doing your thing for free speech. But you was a gigging drag queen as well. And how did you go down there with the gig?
Well, so there was 4,000 people there. Yeah. You know, so this was a large scale rally event. Yeah. I was easily and by far the standout in the sense that I wasn't right wing. Yeah. I didn't have the same profile or platform as the others. So for me, I knew I was going on stage to a potentially hostile audience. Okay. And I have this thing that really grinds my gears about our community.
Before you say that, I actually personally think you was very brave doing it.
Thank you, Chris.
And I really do, because the thing was, you went on that stage, and we've all, well, not all of us, but some of us, we've done these gigs in the past where you had to be brave to do it.
Right.
And people didn't understand where you was coming from when you did it.
I've got trains to the most remote part of the west coast of Scotland to do gigs for like, you know, a 40th birthday party where you're basically booked as a joke, and it's for a bunch of borderline football hooligans who some people appreciate that there's a funness to the joke, and other people are laughing at you, and it can be quite hostile. And in previous years I just took the gig because it was the gig. But I'm glad you said that, because the thing that grinds my gears about our community is that we like to lionize and describe as heroes the people who are so brave for getting on stage to an audience that already believes what they're preaching and sings from the hymn sheet that everyone else is singing from. And I remember I was with Lady Lloyd. Backstage I was like, girl, this literally, I could get booed off this stage, but I'm not going to back down when I have just as much right to argue for free speech as anyone else here. Now, to my delight, it went fairly well.
Yes. But sometimes, though, I think we live in a world where some people don't want you to have a different opinion. If it's not their opinion, then you're wrong, and I don't believe that. I've never believed that, and I will actually. I thought you did a great job doing that, and I think people should have a bit more understanding, especially of gigging artists like yourself, who actually did something more brave than most people. Because I probably would have actually, but I'm just saying you was very brave in doing it, and I admire you for that.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that one thing that we need more of is, I think that there's a total herd mentality. I don't think people are allowed to dissent at all on questions of politics, Brexit, trans, all these things. And it's there's certain factions that want to divide the world into good and evil, and I just don't think it's that simple. We're all very complicated people, and while the same people that want to separate the world into good and evil, they believe in a system of interlocking oppressions and intersectional theory and believe in the complexity of that, but they seem to make no space for the complexity in all of our hearts. Where, and the only way that we can resolve the complexities and it's better we don't try to necessarily resolve them. We just try to keep talking and keep being loving and cordial and communicative and bringing communities back together.
But how did it affect you post that, just after that? How did it affect your career?
Oh, it was horrible. Yeah. I mean, the horrible thing was I knew that it would be an unpopular choice of mine. I knew it would be... I knew it threw a cat amongst certain pigeons. I didn't have any idea that it would be the lead story from that event, that it would receive sort of the level of attention that it did. And the problem is that when things reach a certain critical mass, and when everyone is so outraged, everyone that has, say, a slightly more sympathetic or slightly kinder view, like you do, aren't going to say anything because you know, like when you've got all these hounds rounding on you, it was very difficult, and people really wanted to unseat me from whatever perch I'd gotten onto as a performer, you know.
And that got me mad.
Well, it annoys me because the people that I think people say a lot about people like to talk a lot about punching down in comedy, and that we shouldn't victimize, etc. I'm not saying that I felt victimized insofar as I'm a strong person and I'm very able to bear the weight of that type of criticism. But I think there was tearing someone down rather than trying to build anything up was going on. And I do think there's a certain type of person that leans towards doing that, and they often tend to be fairly unproductive as creatives themselves.
But you was at the mercy of the keyboard warriors, weren't you?
Oh, yes.
And so,
The keyboard warriors.
Oh, I know you hate them.
But this is, it was quite vicious, and it was vicious, and
If anyone fucking gets me
Vicious-
leading to me.
Vicious is one thing.
Yeah.
It's self-righteous that's dangerous.
absolutely.
I'm very self.
Do you know what? I say that, but me too. But you must have room in your mind, right? I have room in my mind for doubt all the time. That's why I believe in free speech. Because yes, I have very strong beliefs about equality and about equality of opportunity, but I also have a little bit in my brain that's like, okay, but you got to hear the other side, because you don't know everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
Don't live in an echo chamber.
right, and
Yeah.
aren't we more in
Perfect.
that than ever now? Because we all know how social media works to show us what we already like, you know, to show us more of what we already are familiar with. So we've got to be a little more cautious about, I don't know.
Of course. But you know,
Can I ask you a question? When did you meet?
oh well,
Oh, Lord knows.
look, the thing is, in London, especially,
You can never remember how you met someone.
you can never remember. We was working at Green Carnation together.
Yeah.
Green Carnation.
We was working. We was at was it Taste of Tips place?
What?
What's it called? With Lady Laura.
Tranny Shack.
Not Tranny Shack. After.
Bombshell.
Yes, Bombshell. Yes. Sorry about that, Tasty. We was working at Bombshell together. We went all over the place together. You just get to know everybody. You can't really.
It's the Westminster as well, particularly small enough that in one night you cross paths with everyone. You'll see Glendora in the Man Bar back in those days. Do you remember?
Glendora.
And
I
see
love
you down at
Glendora.
Heaven. If you came into Soho, you'd see
Yeah. So since all that, everything seems to have calmed down a bit more now.
Yeah.
So where are you working? Where's Vanity Von Glow working these days?
So in the start of the year, I launched a load of drag brunch events, all of which have sold out. We've just sold
Brilliant.
out, pretty much sold out the next 6 months of them. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
And well, do you know the thing is, I was that girl that I rolled my eyes about drag brunch because I was like, it's for the straight girls with their clipboards. And then I decided, I was like, do you know what? Even they have money to spend.
Oh, sure.
And also, they deserve to have a good time. And it's a different show from what I usually do, because I'm usually with a pianist and not
my word.
and a guitarist and live music. But this is a
Yes.
bit more like, it's a bit hen party vibes. But actually, it's really fun to do a show in the middle of the day, and then by 4 o'clock you've got the evening to go and either do your next gigs or go and have fun.
But yes, you're very musical. And where did this come from? Where did you study?
Exactly.
You must have done, because you are. I hate to say it because you're next to me, but you are very good.
Fucking big things about you, mate. I'm not lying here. I'm not doing showbiz jazz hands. I'm not. I'm being fucking
What's your
serious.
musical background?
Tell me.
Well, so I mean, that's lovely to hear from both of you. I mean,
It's true, though.
This
It's not
year
bullshit.
I've still been doing my live music cabaret shows. We sold out the Hospital Club for my birthday show at the start of May, which was fab. It was so good. I played the piano when I was 6, so I've always, from that age, had the physical ability to sit down and play some stuff if I wanted. So I lived fairly remotely in the countryside. I went to
You play the piano?
yeah.
I used to play with organs.
What's the best gig, baby, you've ever done?
Do you know what? Funny enough, that show I just mentioned, the one at the H Club, and the reason is, this is my 10th year of performing, but almost 11 years now, and I've had gigs in, that was a couple hundred people. I've had gigs in front of much larger crowds.
Yes.
And I've had in a way, gigs that were almost more fun. But that one was the perfect balance of it was so much fun, there was so much love, but there was also... it was also kind of like the most slick and professional, and my voice was the best it's been, and the musicians were perfect, and so for that reason I think, and I love the idea that actually those best gigs are still happening. Every 6 months I'm like, that was the best gig I've ever done. So it's nice to feel I'm growing.
I've got one word to say to you.
Amazing!
Before that, Adele.
Adele, yes.
Adele, tell us what your encounter with Adele.
Yes.
Shut up. Now listen, this is legendary.
Shut up.
Legendary.
This is embarrassing to me. So listen, so it got around, everyone in the business was being asked if they did an Adele tribute, which actually I don't think in the UK anyone does. I have a really good friend called Delighted to Be Here in the States who does, you know Delighted, don't you, Joel? Who does Adele Illusion performance. Oh, she's so good. But anyway, no one in the UK does it, but I do sing Make You Feel My Love, and it's one of the songs that I'm known to do.
Babe, can I do this now?
Oh, yes.
Will I put you on the spot if I do this?
What, are you going to ask me to sing?
Will you sing?
Of course I'll sing.
Hey! Right, round of applause in the room.
Shall I just sing the first little line of that?
A little line, please. Give us a fucking little line.
So you know Adele gives it all the but that's not how I do it. No, I know. So I used to do that with Duncan Day, an Irish pianist. Yes. And it's we do.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
If I knew what key you were in,
I think we do it in G.
G.
I think we do it in G.
G to what?
I know the first chord is G. So if you strum G, I'll sing in G.
Oh.
Fabulous. When the rain is blowing in your face, I don't know what the next chord is, and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace.
Yes, honey.
To make you feel my love. And so I used to sing this with Duncan.
No,
I used to
babe, fucking carry fucking
You
on.
don't know the bloody chords.
I don't need to hear your voice.
You need to come to a show, actually.
Oh, babe.
You need to come and
Well,
get
we're
you
going
pissed.
to do. We'll do an anarchist
Armchair
Anarchist night out at
I
VANITY Bungalow.
didn't realise you were musical.
One more time, please. In a G.
Okay, so when the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears.
Yes.
I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love.
Yes!
Oh, fucking man, I've got fucking goose pimples here.
So that song, we used to do it, Duncan and I, and so once they'd asked everyone, the BBC...
Listen to me, this is a great story.
Before you do it, and I want you to carry on the story. Folks, man, she's trying to fucking take off. God, give me a kiss. An air kiss.
Oh, just an air kiss. I was downgraded there. I'm
not contagious.
Just an air kiss.
I didn't want to spoil your makeup, man. Please, folks, come on.
I hope people are hitting the little like button at home.
Oh yes.
Click that fucking like button, because if you don't, I'll fucking knock you out.
So look, I got asked to go and do this filming thing.
Hypothetically speaking, of course.
So I went to do this filming, and they had kept saying, "But can you look like Adele?" And I was like, "I don't look anything like Adele.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't do the ginger hair and the black dress." So anyway, I just thought, why do they keep pushing this?
She does.
And I got to this thing, and the filming all day was this. They told me it was a pilot episode for like a tribute thing. Yeah. Anyway, they were paying gig. You know, I think it was just a couple £100, but you know,
we all do.
Go down, do that, and then I had to go to my gigs that evening. Yeah. But I had the worst hair I've ever worn. It was like on its last days. It was on its last days.
You look amazing.
And I went, and unbeknownst to fucking me, Adele was there. The real Adele was there. And I looked like the fucking idiot because I looked nothing like her, and they were saying that I was an Adele tribute act, which is not true. So anyway, yeah, Adele was there, and we met her, and as a secret, as a surprise, she was dressed up in disguise.
As a tribute act as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can we agree? Folks, can we fucking please agree on this? Vanity, man. fucking hell. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
No, fuck off.
But that was so that was a cool moment because that was seen by like 52 million people, etc., etc. But I just feel I think if I'm actually really honest, I think I might have been on it a little bit the night before, and I was a little bit worse for wear, and I looked rough as a badger's arse. So I at first I was like, it was so annoying that I didn't have my name on this, and then I could get all the social media following.
Sure.
But actually, maybe I didn't want people to associate because I looked really rough and I was really tired, and I was the last person to realise it was her, so I looked like a fucking idiot as well.
No, your face is just legendary. The way
Can I just say, Vanity, we're getting comments here on this, and someone said that they watched it on TV.
Yeah.
Daniel Harrison said that they watched it on TV.
Well, Daniel,
speak to Daniel direct.
Daniel Harrison, you're watching us on your screen now.
We have
I worry
here tonight.
I worry you might be spending a bit too much time with your devices, and you need to put it down and go for a nice run.
Oh, you know Daniel very well. Daniel is a Manchester legend.
Now, speaking of Manchester, what was all this I heard just then about Essential?
Babe.
So you're having a reunion?
Babe.
Are you coming?
Well, I might come.
Oh, yes.
You better be on the fucking red carpet with
If
us.
the drinks are on ice and so am I, then...
You will.
Nigel,
We've got fucking Vanity on board. We are fucking building this. It's like a fucking roller coaster, man.
I love when nights have reunions because you know, the clubbing world can be quite transient. People often get to like 35 and stop going out. So it's kind
Back
of...
with me next year.
Try and stop you going out. But it's that thing. It's nice when there's a reunion night and then everyone can get back together. And like, I know people that have kids that are like 20 now that come out again now that their kids are old enough that they're back out. They go out for a little dance at the weekend to the
I
RVT.
get the kids coming up to me going, my parents remember you.
Well, Chrissy, if you will be ancient.
I know, but I was a child bride. I was only 3 when I started in clubs. All right, 3 centuries.
Yeah, 3.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Vanity, I would like to say on behalf of fucking, and please pardon my language, by the way.
I noticed you like to swear. I'm from Glasgow though, so we do that too.
Yeah, but you're more gorgeous than me. But fucking between me, Joel, Chrissy, and Arel, it's a privilege for us to have you on our show tonight.
Thank you.
Look, you fucking believe.
Well, listen, so you were asking about what else I'm up to.
What else are you up to, please?
Well, so the brunches is one thing, but I was really happy to launch a talk show this year. Because of all this political stuff I got myself involved in, because I've been on Sky News a few times now as a sort of commentator.
Yeah. When were you last on Sky News?
I was there actually at Pride this year discussing Pride in a big orange suit and looking a bit too bright for 9 in the morning. But I have a talk show called The Vanity Project because my name's Vanity. But I had some guests I never thought I'd get on, like the showbiz editor of The Sun, Dan Wooten from Lorraine Kelly, Brendan O'Neill, the editor of Spiked Online, the comedian Jonathan Pye. And what they do is what we're doing. They sit down with a drink and we talk about politics, but we take that tension out and we have a laugh. And I actually wish more people from the LGBTQIA plus community were prepared to utilise that golden sense of humour that charmed the world to get us our rights along with our activism and show that we're not frightened and vulnerable all the time. We're ready to laugh and talk about the big issues. So that's what the talk show is about. So we'll be back in the new year. Good. So that's my favourite thing I've done this year.
Can we come on?
Yeah.
Vanity, I fucking love you.
Yeah.
Can I have a full-on kiss? Do you mind?
What? How full on's full on? Not for the cameras, but.
I'll go one more time.
Are we doing it again? I know how this goes, okay? This ends in me getting rogered by all 4 of you.
In a moment, we're going to be...
It's a sex party, what can I tell you?
We're going to be doing our hit or shit.
Hit or shit.
Are you going to join in with us?
Will you please join us?
Yeah, so what, if you explain the rules?
Hit or shit, we just mention something, and then you have to say whether it's a hit
I'll tell you,
or is it shit.
You know I can always be relied upon for honesty.
This week, we have... Chris and Dylan, you and Vanity stay there.
Oh, thank you.
I was quite comfortable, so I'm glad about that.
Oh yeah, so we can. This is between. Oh, we got another one. I was just.
Oh yes.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yes. Okay.
And which camera are we on? This one here.
We need to get a poo emoji for this. I think that's what's needed in this.
You know what? That's a very good idea, isn't it?
And then here the domestic abuse emoji for hit. That's the little hand.
By the way, folks, that was a joke.
That was a joke.
It was a joke.
joke.
It was a
Do you
joke.
think there should be a little flashing light at the bottom when a joke's happening? So everyone knows?
These days,
Some-
yes.
Speak to our producer,
Yes.
Joel.
I just saw actually. I just saw today. Somebody was making a post up about Brexit, and someone, you'll know our girl Dave Cross.
Oh yeah.
I love Dave Cross, and there she was saying, she was like, "These bloody Brexiteers, I'll get my gun," and I was like, Dave Cross, that's the kind of outrageous thing that some people will end up taking as not a joke. I'm like,
Yes,
we know
yes.
that's a bloody joke.
Yeah.
That's, do you know what I mean?
Vanity, will you do me a favour, babe? Will you show me your glass and I will share with you some fucking vodka, babe?
Oh yes, I see you've purchased the discount vodka, but I'll drink it anyway.
This is the classy stuff for us. I'll tell you.
Watch how loud this fucking...
Ooh!
Is that too much?
Well, that's a harsh light for me, Joel.
Oh my god, it is. Yeah.
It's not, you look
I
gorgeous.
look like a
Elvira.
ghost.
Oh, Vanity, you look, babe, you look fucking amazing, look. You look amazing.
Yeah, that's before the light
Oh,
goes
okay.
on.
So your monitor's just
Yeah,
very bright.
man, you
Okay,
look amazing.
that's fine.
Okay,
Then.
sure.
Not that you don't look amazing anyway, but you look
No,
amazing.
I'm here. Oh, I like that's my kind of measure.
What am I,
you just
Savile?
give me there.
Joel, would you do me a favour, brother? Would you quickly cut to me? Because I want to reiterate a couple of things, if that's alright.
So,
Oh, that's fucking backwards there. Right, folks, it's like this. I'm looking at the comments here. I'm looking at the comments. Oh, what's that about Vanity? What's that about Vanity? Vanity! Bloody hell, man! You are well famous.
ooh, strike well for him.
I'm not lying.
That's what happens when you do something that makes everyone hate you.
No, it's not, baby. It's when you look as gorgeous as you do.
There we go.
It's a privilege for us to have Vanity with us tonight, and Vanity, I'll cut to you. Thank you, Vanity. Thank you, Vanity.
Oh, it's been lovely to be here.
It's a privilege.
Are you going to say things that are shit, and then I'm going
Hit
to,
or
Yes,
shit.
and you're going to, and then we'll compare
notes
notes.
on what
We have
you
hit or-
think
we have-
if you like or you don't.
Watch your monitor.
Okay.
Watch your monitor, and you've got
Right.
hit or shit. Fit
Oh,
or
I hope
shit.
Lady Lloyd's in this.
Who is?
Lady Lloyd,
No, that's
that old cow. I was with her on Sunday night. Actually, we had to. I haven't seen her in ages. We had to. I had a laugh. She had too much to drink.
What gutter was she in? Did she go some sexy young man?
She didn't
did
even make it out past. She didn't make it out past like midnight.
No, she doesn't.
Anyway, you two fucking old fucking.
First of all, we have
Go on,
this
Joel.
gorgeous Russian gentleman here.
Oh yes.
Who's this?
Oh, fuck off. He's asking us. Oh no, he's a hit. He's a hit.
Now, what are we doing? Is this fit or?
This is fit.
Oh,
or
fit
shit.
or shit.
He is a hit.
Oh, who is he?
Look, he's on the screen.
Russian, Lee. He's Russian.
Oh, some Russian bloke.
End of. Fuck off.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I would actually go so far as to say that he is basically almost perfect.
Almost perfect.
Yeah.
There's only one thing that's perfect, but yeah, man, definitely.
Maybe I'll get a tattoo.
God,
Maybe I'll get you tattooed on me.
No. Oh no, dear. That's devil worship.
Not got enough skin, dear.
oh my God. What was saying on this one?
Oh, all right.
Oh, fuck.
He is a hit, but do you not fancy him?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I fancy him.
Oh, is this
I do. Well, then it's a hit. Don't be bitter. It's a hit.
Now, do you remember Daniel Radcliffe in Equus?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think this might be an image from that period.
Oh, that's Harry Potter, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
What's the you?
I'm gonna tell you it's shit because I know for a fact that Daniel Radcliffe is about 4 feet high. Now I quite like a micro gay. I like a little gay.
We're all the same height.
Well, yeah, but I think he's like extremely short. Like I genuinely like almost a pixie.
So you wouldn't have to go on his knees to give you a blowjob, basically.
You have to get the ladder.
Climb every mountain.
No songs.
Well, climb every lie.
Shit from me. Shit, Mel.
No, I'm saying hit.
Claire Timoney. Claire.
He's got a six-pack.
What do you think,
He's
babe?
male.
Let us know, because I'm not too fucking sure.
I reckon he's a nice person. though.
Mel
I mean,
says,
that
Vanity,
helps.
we love you.
Oh, thanks, Mel.
You got a lot of fans here, babe.
Well, I hope so.
Next up, we have a singing legend,
Who's this?
Annie.
Oh my God, hit.
This is for our lesbian
gonna-
sisters.
no,
I have to say a hit because
I would
she's
say hit.
yeah, because she's fab.
But
Well,
like,
the third, not mistaken, or second from the Bronx. What
But-
do you think about Annie Lennox?
oh yeah, but she's one of the all-time greats.
Yes.
Coming out of the 80s, I think You got to think she's up. I think she's up there with Madonna, Whitney,
Oh,
Cyndi
God,
Lauper
yeah.
as like one of the
Yes.
best artists to come out of that era.
Yeah.
I think that she is a genuine TLGB fucking stalwart.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why, because she doesn't fucking ring it from the fucking rooftops like fucking that cunt Madonna does.
Wow. That cunt Madonna.
Sorry.
Ow!
Sorry.
Anyway.
Those are one of my opinions, by the way.
Yeah.
It's anarchists, we have opposing opinions. That's
Are you guys anarchists then?
I am.
We are.
I think I am.
Like you think
Armchair
we'd be better
anarchists.
without the government and all?
No, we're armchair anarchists.
Yeah.
Armchair anarchists
So
is
is it-
You
cozy.
think we'd be better? As long as you're comfortable.
Oh
We
yes.
come about
Oh
the
yes.
place. Dave, what do you think about that? Tell me what you think about that.
Oh, I mean, if in a strange way, I have sympathy with anarchism because I do think that like authority structures, governments,
Yeah.
institutions, I think they do have a bit more power than I like them to.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of faith. I'm very suspicious of mobs, but I also have a lot of faith in community. The one thing I do think is I believe completely like we all have the right to our health. So I'm like, the only way you get that is with a government. It needs to be left leaning in order to give us an NHS. So I 100%. So I 100% think we need that.
on!
You know?
Yes, fucking yes.
But if we were all naturally healthy, and also naturally well behaved, then I feel like by and large we wouldn't need a government, and then we could be trusted with anarchy.
But we're humans.
But sadly we're humans and
Yeah.
we're all a bunch of cunts.
Anarchy's also wet.
I was the same Birmingham. Bunch of canuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up on
next
Fit
up.
or Shit. Now, are you a sci-fi fan, Vanity?
I am a little bit, yeah, some things.
A little bit, yeah. Do you like Star Wars?
Listen, I could tell you anything you want to know about Star Wars.
Well, tell me about this guy.
Okay. Oh, that's Kylo Ren. I actually don't know
Yes.
too much about the new, like, I don't really rate the new film, so
Who is it?
he's
Who is
shit
it?
for me.
Who is it?
He's Darth Vader's, no, he's Han Solo's son.
Oh, right. Let me have a look. Is that where he was in?
Yeah, and he's kind of one of those people who's a bit sugly. Like, he's sexy, but he's ugly.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
He plays Han Solo's son. That's the
Darth
bad guy in
Vader's-
the new,
Yeah.
like...
He plays the
Yeah,
new Darth
handsome.
Vader.
Is he male?
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
male? Oh yeah,
He
his.
is,
He's
well,
Is he male? Does he have a pulse?
Does he have
Because
a
he's a
pulse?
hit.
He's got nice hair.
Cut camera, Joe. What do you two think? I'm not too sure about this.
Well, we don't have the camera on us right now, but I think he's a bit of a hit.
Okay.
Shit.
I think he's a
Joel,
bit of a
how
hit.
tall do you think he is?
I think he's a bit of a Tom Cruise, actually.
Secretly short.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he'd be big, doesn't he?
I think he's secretly short.
Looks like he's.
I think he's.
He's SS.
It sometimes makes a difference because
He's the SS.
If he's got that kind of face like a wrinkled old shoe, then you kind of need him to be like tall and masculine rather than small and like annoying. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just reinforcing the binary. How awful of me.
I'm gonna say
Don't
shit.
hold back.
True.
Oh no, well I'm gonna say his.
Because he's fucking vile.
Because he might be watching. He might ask
He's
me out
got
on a
fucking
date.
long.
But did you, or I was saying a hit?
Yes.
Are you saying?
Ah, that's
Okay.
very
I know
nice.
you're saying hit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you're wrong.
We've got a fucking line across that screen here, Joe.
yeah, it's gone now. It's gone.
Go on.
So we got any more?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Oh yes.
Oh. Can you get rid of that?
This is all very high tech, Joe. How
Oh,
you
it's
get
very-
a little
oh.
thing to pop up right over my face.
He's practiced all day.
Go on.
Now this
Oh,
one.
see, is that Stephen Gerrard?
Who
This
it?
is Stevie. Stevie Gerrard.
Please say, fuck off. End of fucking story.
Is he a footballer?
Oh, man.
This is a Liverpool. He's actually the Liverpool captain or ex-captain or something. Or the,
Can you zoom in? I want to see his face because
yeah.
His face.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't decide if someone's attractive if I haven't seen their face. I do need like anonymous sex doesn't do it
Oh.
for me because I need to know if they're
So about on
attractive.
Grindr when you just see the bit of the torso?
Well, then I cross
I'm
my
on it.
fingers and I ask for a face pic.
But listen, I can tell you this much, right? Stephen Gerrard, right? I'm not lying to you, honestly. Stephen Gerrard, in his day.
And that's him.
Not yet. In his day, I can honestly say that if you masturbate, and
I don't do that.
No, I know
I
that.
have people for that.
People who masturbate are wankers.
Wait, so what happens if you masturbate? Tell us. You go blind?
In the words of Bill Hicks, you can waste an entire population on your stomach and wipe it away with a fucking cloth. So with that in mind, I would say that
When a guy
He said
when a guy jerks off and he comes, do you think he kills 1 million people?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Billions of people.
He kills billions
No,
of
you
people.
do, Joel.
Well,
So,
I mean,
I can tell you now that Stephen Gerrard has been responsible for.
Are we going to get into the abortion debate, Joel? So people don't hate us enough?
Stephen Gerrard has been responsible for the wipeout of at least a generation of people, and he needs to be fucking responsible for that.
Well, I tell you what. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yay!
Excellent.
I reckon my boyfriend probably fancies him because he loves a little footballer.
He was.
Don't we all?
So it's
dear?
shit.
He's shit on a basis he's a Liverpool player.
As long as he doesn't shit on
He's a
you.
Liverpool player.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
He was a Liverpool player.
Proper brown you off.
He was a Liverpool player, but at the same time, he was fit as fuck.
Chrissy, who are you shagging at the moment?
Nobody. I'm just the queen. I'm just the queen of Grindr and Scruff.
Are you a relationships lady? I don't know. I've
No.
never known you to be in a relationship.
No. I was one- no, I
unless
was-
you kept that secret.
I was in a relationship in 2010.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
With
then
Mr. Kipling.
With that close. It was a fruitcake. But anyway, then I had a little dalliance in 2016, and that's been it. I've just been on Grindr and Scruff, and do you know what? If you want a really posh bit of trade, go on Tinder. Go on Tinder and pretend you're that little boy lost look like that.
Like Joel, like our Joel.
Like this.
That
just
is-
like me.
That is true.
But you can say things like, on Tinder you can say, I've never done it before. I'm like, I've got a girlfriend and I'm thinking of going with a bloke. You get loads of blokes. So seriously.
Ruined my hair on.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, was Fit or Shit.
Oh, we've got hit or shit now. Can we do the thing?
Oh, fit or
Oh,
shit.
shit, shit.
No, hit.
The jingle's playing as you go.
So what happens?
This is where we should.
No, we've done this. Hit or shit.
It's all shit.
No.
Well, they
Yeah,
were
we've
all
done
sexy
fit or
men,
shit.
though, weren't they?
Yeah, because now it's Fit or Shit. No, Hit or Shit even.
Yes.
Wait, so that was fit or shit.
Right.
But now it's hit or shit.
So hit or shit is objects, people in general.
So it's
you
gonna
might
be
like them or you don't like them.
clothed people now.
Yeah, hit or shit. Do you like them? Don't you like them? Do you like I
Like
don't
Nicola
know,
Sturgeon might pop up.
Anne Widdecombe? Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Nicholas?
Do you know what? This is so actually. If you right, okay. Oh, this one will take a minute. This will take a minute. I wouldn't have supported Scottish independence the last time round. I didn't live in Scotland, so I couldn't vote. I was down here, so I didn't support independence then because I really believed that. As a Scot living in London, I was like, of course I love the Union. However, I think that all of the parliamentary prevarication around Brexit has shown that I do think that Westminster is a farce, and I think that we need proportional representation in this country, and actually Scotland already has that, and so the people in Scotland have proportionally voted for the SNP. Nicola Sturgeon is making a very potent case, and actually she's an able politician. I feel like I've always liked her.
Are you for devolution?
I've always been for devolution, not necessarily for independence. I think it's a bit cheeky of the SNP.
I think the Scottish Parliament are actually ahead of the English Parliament in terms of policies.
In many ways, they're quite
Yeah.
progressive, but I also think
free
that they're
prescriptions.
pretendy progressive. I think that they know that being pretending that they want to be the next Sweden and Norway or Denmark in a progressive small country, and the fact that the SNP has more LGBT representatives than any other political party, I think, in the world. That's how they represent Scotland. That's not necessarily what Scotland is. I think Scotland still has some of the same backward elements as the UK. So Scotland is not this like progressive haven. I think
Backward
there's
elements such as.
I think there's still people in Scotland who have a problem with me being dressed like this or with gay people and stuff like that. And there's this pretendy Scotland that they like to project outwards, like visit Scotland, it's lovely, everyone's fucking great. And I'm like, and actually it is. Scottish people are fantastic, but they're also a little bit scared, like people everywhere. And I think that you've got that's still there. And I think that if Scotland became independent, you would see suddenly everyone that's been supporting Scottish independence would have to decide whether they're left wing or right wing rather than just pro-independence. And you would end up seeing that Scotland has the same troubles that every other country has. We've got traditionalists, we've got other. So I think sometimes that she presides over a fantasy. But I do think. But I do think that I think she's lovely.
And you were dubious.
I think she's
Vanity on. I'd say.
Excuse me, you better take that fucker back.
I'm joking. I'm
Can I just
joking.
say on that point? Someone, Melanie Jane Duffy has just commented. I absolutely love Vanity. Thank you, the Anarchists, for having her on. So fucking shut it, you knobhead.
Right.
You little fucking 23-year-old fucking.
Joel Ryder.
Fetus.
Joel, how old are you?
I'm 26 next week.
You're older than I am. I'm 30. I'm owning it now. I'm owning it now. I know.
Ooh, she be shady.
To be fair, I think we both look very young.
We do.
Like-
we do.
I look like your mum right now, but
Mom here doesn't look young at all.
when he takes off his jumper, he's covered in hideous scales.
Anyway, was we on
Fit or shit?
I've derailed you. I've got a habit doing that.
No, it doesn't matter.
No,
Oh,
Shit.
aubergine. Oh no, I've swallowed
Vanity's
worse.
gone shit straight away. So what's wrong with the aubergine?
So, aubergines themselves I don't really enjoy as a flavour, but I also hate that that's what represents the penis in the emojis. And do you know what I mean? In emojis.
Why?
Well, because I think, I don't know. One, like, grow up, emoji controlling people at Apple. Just give us a cock emoji, please. And please let it have a foreskin. Because I don't have the time otherwise. And so for me, no, I don't like.
apparently Joe got Andrew Jones says.
Andrew Jones, right?
Andrew Jones
Andrew Jones, go on.
Right,
comment that he's got 42.
42.
Yeah,
Wow.
Andrew, I think you got it wrong.
And I got ID'd yesterday, so.
I wasn't there. I don't know.
What? You were there?
I was going for
You did a live
65,
program.
I have
17.
no idea what you're talking about.
You got an idea.
Shouldn't you be out walking Q? That's
Cool.
an in joke.
Yes.
I say hit
To the aubergine.
to the aubergine.
No.
Hit.
And shit. And
you
Orel
have to
the
prepare
third,
rice.
not to be mistaken for Orel the second from the Bronx, is saying shit.
Lots of Italian herbs. And all
Oh yes, and
I
salt.
use aubergines to cook.
And I say
love
hit
the
as well.
flavor that they give.
Okay,
Fucking like.
next.
I prefer the courgette.
80s shell suits.
Oh, 80s shell suits.
Oh my god.
Vanity saying shit straight away to that.
Yeah, I have to. Although saying that though,
Get one there, by the way.
it depends who's wearing it.
That's a second for all a second.
No, that
No,
is really
this
shit.
is
That
mine.
is that
No, it
is
doesn't
really
depend who's wearing
shit.
it.
Well, if you were wearing it, if Vanity was wearing it.
If I was wearing it,
If Vanity
obviously it'd be
wearing it,
shit.
No. Fuck off.
Vanity wearing that would look like Joan Collins.
I think that looks. I think they look a bit like the precursors to the Teletubbies.
Oh yes.
So to me, I'm like, nah.
Before they went into the other dimension.
Inflate that picture.
like
And that is Teletubbies.
if that picture, if you were dressed in one of those, if you just and we did some ketamine, I would think you were a Teletubby.
Oh no, I've done the Teletubby look. With the handbag, Tinky Winky, what was his name?
You are a fucking Teletubby.
Oh yes,
Actually.
I am. No, I had the headdress. I had
far off,
I had the
dear.
Teletubbies headdress.
Tubby darling.
Oh, yes.
Chris Darling has been fucking described as a
We
Teletubby.
should sue them.
Well, people of Manchester, stick up for me. I was a Teletubby fucking years ago in Manchester.
Wouldn't it be funny if it turned out you know how it's like, have you ever seen those videos that show the conceptualization of Ursula from The Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
And it was based on Divine, and then how the genie was based on Robin Williams' stand-up.
I bet Divine never
Imagine
got
if-
any royalties from that.
Well, no, but imagine if they found out that the Teletubbies were based on you.
Yes. But I got royalties.
Royal Tubbies.
Interesting facts, boys and girls, and,
Yes.
and fucking boys.
And all those in between.
Boys, girls,
Yeah.
and no, boys over there and girls over here, and boy here. Yeah.
And those who don't identify as a boy or
And also the attention seekers. We're speaking to you too.
All of those things in between, whatever. Do you know who fucking created Teletubbies?
who?
Are you ready for this?
Gary Glitter.
Hold your microphone close to your mouth.
Well, I know who was the narrator. It was Toya, wasn't it? The narrator. Yes, she was.
Toya Wilcox.
What?
Yeah, she was
It
the
was-
narrator.
Jeremy Archer.
Jeremy Archer.
Jeremy fucking Archer!
Well, lucky for you, I don't know who that is.
No, I don't.
He was the right-wing conservative fucking...
Isn't he the one who wrote all the books?
Yes,
Jeffrey
That's not
Archer.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Archer.
Jeffrey Archer. Jeremy Archer. You're confusing.
Somewhere out there is a man called Jeremy Archer going to die.
Jeffrey Archer was the man behind the Teletubbies.
You're crossing Jeremy Joseph with Jeffrey Archer, I think. I know.
Stop swearing.
That's
Anyway,
a love
next.
child waiting to happen. quite
Next.
frankly.
That's like vile.
Next.
But Jeffrey Archer, he lives in Vauxhall, and that says it all.
He doesn't. He lives in Soho.
No, he used to live in Vauxhall.
He lives in Soho.
Oh right, okay. Well,
He's a fucking dirty animal.
next up.
Jeremy. I like Jeremy.
do you?
I get on fine with him, but you know. Do you know what? We didn't come here to be nice about people.
No, we didn't.
I know somebody who loved Rosemary West.
Ricky Gervais.
Oh.
End of. Well done, you. Very. End of.
Vanity.
Why, Chrissy? Why, Chrissy?
Well, it's somebody. If I don't find somebody funny, I don't find them funny, do I?
Can I tell you, Chrissy?
Yeah.
I don't find him that funny at all. I don't find him funny.
I didn't.
But he's such a huge star, and he really does argue, and quite bravely he does. He thinks that what he was saying the other day. I saw a video. He thinks all this censoring is bollocks. He's like, oh, you know, at the BBC,
All right.
if you don't say something, if you say that, people will be offended. He's like, so what if they're offended?
I know the little puppy's dying and.
So I don't find him funny, but I think he's
Look.
a good arguer for
All right.
not treating people like kids.
Okay, I'll say it then.
He is legendary. I'm sorry, he's legendary. No, Chrissy, he is.
Okay, next.
Very spot on. I'm sorry. He is.
Chrissy's ready for this to move on. She's like, come on.
Fuck that
It's my
fucking-
fault because I've got a lot of words. It turns out tonight. I've got a lot to say.
And fucking say it.
that's why
I've had a
you're
few
here.
drinks.
Say it.
Oh, Danny boy.
What about sunglasses in clubs, in nightclubs?
Oh, I don't know.
Vanity saying
Very
that.
hit. Very hit.
Yeah.
Is that to hide your debauchery?
I would never wear them.
Shit, right.
But my friends who do wear them
Yeah.
are the ones who will still be doing fucking coke with me at like 7 a.m.
That's me.
and then at 10 a.m. and then at 1 p.m. and then at 4 p.m. and we're like in Ibiza and we're going back to the club. They keep their sunglasses on. I don't do it, but I'm like, these are my bros.
Oh.
On that basis alone, she's won me over.
All right.
Hey,
It's a hit.
It's a hit.
it's a fucking hit.
Fred West was a good man. Right, you convinced me.
Andrew Jones asked Vanity why she doesn't drink.
Andrew Jones asks
Yeah.
why I don't drink.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared if I drank, I'd sleep with him.
Bitch slapped on a grand scale. Boom.
You know, she said hide her eye bags.
Oh no, are they showing up? Listen, I've got more bags in Gatwick Airport, Andrew Jones. And you should know all about baggage, you mess.
What did he say?
Something about my eye bags.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about getting them done.
Oh.
Oh, well, in a few weeks we've got a guy coming on doing a live demonstration of Botox and fillers. If you would like to
Oh,
attend.
why don't you come on?
Yeah.
Tell you what. If I get free Botox, I will come
Will you come?
without the makeup, and
No.
I'll come as someone else. I'll come as the gorgeous man that writes my hilarity. And
Okay.
if I can get some free Botox, I'll do it.
There you go.
Because I'm 30 years old and I'd still like to get laid.
Baby, you look fucking Come on.
Hold on. Last but not least, we have open toe sandals in winter.
Shit.
Yeah, fucking shite. It's a bag of shite.
Nothing else required there, really.
No.
There is this.
No.
Do you mind if we do this?
Who wears sandals in winter in snow?
If you
People go to the
wear
supermarket.
fucking sandals,
Get a
right,
sore middle
at
toe.
any point at all, right, at any point at all, right, I will find you. I've got special skills. I will find you. I will fucking kill you. I'll kill your family and I'll set fire to your fucking house.
I'll just.
All right, Liam
I'll just tell your
Neeson.
mum what you've done.
Don't do that. Don't do that because you'll kill me.
And I'll do your toenails for
Vanity.
20 quid.
Andrew Jones really is trying to be like that guy that takes a piss. Like, darling, there's not enough strings in the world to hide those bags.
Oh, Andrew, be nice. Andrew Jones.
Listen, we've been talking about keyboard warriors tonight, Andrew Jones. If you were living your best life, you'd be out on that run I mentioned earlier. Or maybe you'd be working on your fitness, or perhaps you'd be sat here on the couch looking fine, having a nice time. But instead, you're sat at home, sad and lonely, making fun of the most attractive woman in the world.
And on that note,
Andrew fucking punched right in the nose, broken, slapped across the face, we're not looking like a pit bull right now. Vanity, you have just bitch slapped into death. Andrew, end of story.
and that was Hit or Shit.
That was hit or shit.
Woo, woo, woo.
I've not been hit off.
Oh, we'll stick it back on. We're going to have to do a What's It next week. Oh, sorry.
Okay, now we're all going to sit on the sofa and just have a little chit chat.
Oh, Christ.
All of us.
I want to ask
This is going to be very intimate.
Oh, God. Come on in, boys.
Oh, Vanity, I didn't know you was a rich Greek woman.
No, look, I told you right at the start so that you wouldn't bring it up again, and here you go.
You got blonde hairs, mine are like, oh well. Oh, actually, no, my legs are not very hairy at all. My chest is like a bloody old. Anyway, old bears. Like an old bears. Are you trying to rob my Michael Corzan back? Get off.
Thanks
it's
for
a real
watching,
one.
everybody.
I
This
just
week's
say, oh, my-
episode. Join us next week for more essential news, and we're just going to have a little chit chat on the sofa right now. Please feel free to keep watching, but otherwise, join us next week. Yeah, next week is the biggest announcement of all for Essential 20 in Manchester.
Announcement of all. La, 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 la.
Oh, I hope you've got what's her name from N-Trans, Kelly Lorena. Is she coming?
Ah.
No, I love her. She's very essential, isn't she?
Oh yes, well she was in,
I think so.
in the noughties.
What was wrong with the noughties? It's the last decade you remember.
No, in the last decade I remember
Ultranate?
the 90s.
No, Ultranate?
No, it's not.
No, Rosala? No?
Risala.
Risala?
Stephen Dawson, please.
Stevie Dawson! Woo!
Stevie Dawson. So, listen, folks, it's like this.
Have a seat, Lee. Have a seat. Shuffle down, shuffle down, shuffle down. Shuffle down. No, this way. This way. This way.
You just know
That's
everything about
it.
heels.
Shuffle down, people.
Oh, are you not coming in, Joel?
What are you going to say?
I am, but I'm going to go for a piss first, alright? If you don't mind.
What have I got?
I've got a sore cock.
Listen, it's vanity. I want to fucking, if you don't mind me asking, and I do this in fucking a swearing way, because I can't do it any other way. I want to talk more about fucking your exploits on Sky News. Is this true?
Yeah.
With fucking, what was his name? The guy that does, oh god, I follow him all the time.
Who have we been on with?
What's he do? Politician?
Yes. No, politician. It's commentator, but it's satirical.
Oh,
Jonathan Pye.
There you go.
Oh no! So my talk
Fucking
show with Jonathan was my first guest. Tom Walker is his name. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an actor actually.
I know Tom Walker.
He's not really a comedian. He's an actor.
Yes, yeah.
His comedy was written by a comedian. Tom Walker's an actor, and we get on fine. But the comedian Andrew Doyle, who writes him, we're kind of friends. Andrew Doyle came on as a guest as well and was fabulous. The reason for this talk show is that. One, it's a skill I want to develop. Like you guys sat interviewing me, It's an interesting conversation, but you know yourselves, you've got your brain on the conversation, you've also got your brain on what everyone there is thinking. You've split your head in two, so you've got to hone that. So that's something I wanted to do. So when we started the talk show, it was so I could do that. We filmed them all. The reason we haven't broadcast them is because we want to put a package together, and we've had interest from a couple of producers to develop it for television. So back in the new year, we're going to pick it up again and try and develop it more. But it's the sort of thing, what I like the idea of is you get someone a bit stuffy from politics, and you sit them down with me, and I sort of pull the humour out of them. But also even further, because I'm a cabaret artist, but I'm not that crazy. But getting someone like Chrissy to sit down, or do you know Cassandra from East London, who's always dressed like a stripper? Get someone like her or Lady Lloyd and really disrupt it. Imagine Jacob Rees-Mogg and I sit down and we have a half-hour chat.
I want that to happen.
Yeah, but then we get someone mental to sit down. And what the aim is that people at Jacob Rees-Mogg would be able to show us that they're quite human. I think he's quite funny. Do I agree with him and everything? No. But this idea of demonizing everybody that we disagree with just has to stop. It's not going to end well.
What it is, not even so much demonizing, it's not even allowed to speak to them.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, because we could speak to the devil, but we can't speak to,
Yes.
I was out at a club the other night and Owen Jones was there. We were all off our faces. I was high as a kite. I don't know if Owen was high as a kite. I think he might have been, but I don't know. And I just think like, okay, does my being in the same club as him mean that I have somehow absorbed all of his political opinions? No. Do you know what? Disagree on some things, agree on a lot of things, and I think to him, fair play, have a fucking good night. And then we had a little cheers of the glass and we all had a good time. That is what keeps society running. We need to remember that we have more in common than we have apart.
You should be able to say what you should be able to give your opinion without being vilified for it.
Okay, on that point, girls, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Question.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts right now on the potential outcome of Brexit? Over to Vanity and
Chrissy first.
I'll be first. Okay, I'll give my opinion.
And Arel the third. Not
Chrissy
mistaken.
first.
I'll give you my opinion.
Oral the second.
Right.
Which is my fault.
Third.
Oral the second. I'm the third.
Can I ask where you're from?
His daddy was to say or other second.
Exactly.
Are you from an EU country?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
Romania.
Romania. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. That's where the cheeky girls are from, my favorite.
Yeah.
See,
Can I please throw this out to the room?
right, my opinion.
Your opinions on Brexit, and as we stand right now.
My opinion on Brexit right now.
I'm going to move over. I'm leaving to you three.
This from when Brexit first happened, I assumed that when we voted to leave or not to leave the EU. Right. Okay. So when the result came out, I went, okay, we're leaving now. But then I found out that there was a deal to be done, and then people wanted to remain in the customs union, blah blah blah. But as far as I was concerned, it's to leave the EU. Nowadays, I just think it's such a mess. But we have to honour maybe the electoral result, do we? When we turn around, as I'm about to tell you. But the thing is, though, then people are saying, well, we didn't know about this, we didn't know about that. And I agree with that. But as far as I was concerned, it was a question of either leaving or remaining. So I'm confused on it. So I can't give you a definitive answer, if I'm being honest.
Well, since Joel didn't notice that the camera had gone,
Wow.
Joel's busy googling pictures of Vanity when Glow as a boy. So
I fucking love you, mate. I swear to God.
That was.
well, I tell you, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Before I say anything, I'd like to hear from Oriel, because you're from Romania, is in the EU, so
yeah.
But you live here, so what does it mean for you?
Well, you know that the government opened like an option where you can apply for status, pre-settle, settle. For basically for those people that are low than 5 years in this country, they have pre-settle, and those that are from 5 above, they have settle.
Automatically.
Yes. So when they open that where you can apply online, where you submit your details, your passport, your national insurance number, so you can be given a result regarding if you keep staying here or not. When I applied that, I was the first that applied, and still like around 6 months since then, and I don't hear anything from the Home Office about they keep updating me that how many people they've been signed up, and I was like, no, I don't need how many people they sign up. I'm concerned about me more than those 500,000 people, because
Not your problem.
Not my problem, because those 500,000 people, they have more than 5 years in this country and they got the answer instantly. But I'm more concerned about me, because I'm 4.5 years in this country, and they didn't give him any answer regarding that.
About Brexit.
About Brexit, well, let me tell
Sounds
you,
like he's worried. He's worried for.
I'm worried, but also they need to get on with this, because already they like pull the cat all the time with this
Oh wow,
shit.
that must be a Romanian phrase.
Yes,
Because we don't
it
pull the
is.
cat here.
No, no, it's Romanian. It's Romanian
If you
thing
do, you'll go
because
to prison.
it's Romanian thing, because we say that all the time when like you delay a thing.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
keep delay.
This is why
delay.
Macron in France is saying, because you must remember France and Germany, the strongest economies in Europe, and he's saying this extended speculation is actually costing us all a lot of money, including the UK. So no more extensions. There shouldn't be another extension.
No,
way.
they should.
No
But the
fucking
thing,
way.
the Parliament, when they have the deal in their face,
it's all about
they should let's get with this deal. Let's vote it yes. But no, they want, because the Labour Party, they think that at some point the Conservative, they will say let's have a second referendum, which means, even though when I listen to the LBC radio, and someone, the host of that show said, if indeed the Brexit party doesn't have that much power, how come, if a lot of people they change their mind, how come Brexit party reach almost on the top of politics in this country? And it's true. If a lot of Brexit party,
Oh, party, sorry.
because a lot of people, they say that they change their mind, they don't want to exit anymore the European Union. So how come Brexit party has got a lot of votes, so it can go to?
I think the issue is that in politics, if you ignore a concern, as in our lives, if you have a wound and you don't put Savlon, you don't put iodine, you don't put a plaster on it, that wound festers, it gets worse and worse. And we must think that people who feel unlistened to and unheard, they get very tense and it bursts out. This is what the movie The Joker is about. This is the reason that Donald Trump became president. Donald Trump is a clown. I find him very vulgar. He's not my kind of guy. But I see him as being, if you will continue to frustrate, ignore a certain class or type of person, I loved Hillary Clinton, but I did not like that she said that the Trump voters were a basket of deplorables. I didn't like that phrase, and that's what's happened here with Brexit. There's a whole like slew. The north of England. The reason the Brexit party are doing so well in the north of England is because Labour have been very busy servicing your liberal, university-educated, middle-class left-wingers. Like I fucking will say myself.
What are your thoughts? Verity, what are your thoughts?
Vanity. It's important because verity. Everyone does this when they're drunk. Verity means truth, and vanity means an excess of self-love.
Verity.
So I'm vanity.
With verity, what are your thoughts on the current situation?
I think that Jeremy Corbyn. I think that we hear a lot about how the country has been governed by a Conservative Party trying to hold itself together. Okay, I think that's true. I think that's true.
Yeah.
But actually, even more than that, I think that the Labour Party's been trying to hold itself together. Jeremy Corbyn has never, until recently, cared at all for the European Union. What about the socialists of Greece who rejected the option of a bailout but were overruled? If Jeremy Corbyn led a socialist government in this country within the European Union, it couldn't happen. So what he wants is something that he can't. What Jeremy Corbyn privately wants, I would imagine, is he wants us to leave the EU. He wants the Tories to take the blame, and then exactly. And by the way, I didn't vote in the referendum, but I was in a K-hole. But what I will say is look, I travel to Ireland, I travel to Germany, I travel to Spain and France to do shows 6 to 10 times a year, and I love going abroad. I'm a smarter person and a more aware person, because I have friends who are from Hungary, who are from Poland, who are from Latvia, who are from within the EU and out with the EU. Yeah. So, but how about this? I love going to Germany and I love going to Ireland so much that I would be happy to fill out extra forms to do so. So this whole complaint that leaving the EU means you're racist, bollocks. I love going to Germany, and guess what? When we leave the EU, I will still go to Germany, and I will still have a fabulous time, because I think it's such a big part of my life to go and enjoy Europe and be European. Being outside the EU doesn't mean I'm not European. So to me, I'm like, I don't love the EU. I don't love more government. I like less government.
Why, babe? Why?
Because I think the UK provides us with a national health service. I think we should really support that.
Where does that fucking where?
That money comes from the UK taxpayer. No other country in Europe has a national health service on the scale that we do. No other country in the world. The NHS is like the 4th biggest employer in the world. I'm a big fan and supporter of what we have here, a unique offering. Arguably a socialist offering. It's arguable that having a health service means we're a socialist country. I want more of that, but I feel like the EU has proven, with its attitude towards the Greek bailout, with the Maastricht Treaty, with the Lisbon Treaty, it's proven that it's not a fan of democracy. Nobody.
Babe, no.
Well,
No.
I don't know. But look, I also don't think it's like, I don't think that the Brexit question is life or death. We've been told it's life or death. No deal is death, but remaining is life. I don't think it's life or death. I think it's a big question. But I don't think it needs to be treated like a like a catastrophe or a cataclysm. It might be very difficult. But I know everyone hates this when people say we got through 2 world wars, and they go, "Oh, that's our bastard granddad. He's gonna die soon," which I think is a despicable approach to take. But genuinely, it is not going to be as bad as 2 world wars.
It's not. But can I tell you what?
Unless the Spanish start getting frisky with Gibraltar, in which case you better fuck off.
No, sister. But I embrace warmly this point of view.
Thanks.
But here's the thing. In today's time in the UK, the removing ourselves from the EU is such a catastrophic, in my personal opinion.
Well, could I ask you a question? So, in France,
Question.
in France, the last presidential election almost resulted in Marine Le Pen becoming the president. Now, had she said in her manifesto promise was that she would hold a referendum on EU membership.
Yeah.
France is, in its population, based on the polls, is more anti-EU than the UK. So if she held that referendum, France would be out. They would Frexit before Brexit, right? Now, that did not happen. She lost. But in Austria, they had to rehold their presidential elections because it was so narrow and a far-right ruler got in. Now, if Austria had then held a referendum, there would be an Austrexit, and they'd be out. Italy right now has a right-wing leader. What if they hold a referendum? Now, maybe there's a strategic advantage to being the first country out, because it means that we get to be the country that's fast and competitive. Look, I literally don't know. I'm not an economist. What I'm saying is, What I'm saying is that it's a bit like that kind of relationship where you're scared he's going to leave you and he's scared you're going to leave him, and it only works if you both believe it all the time. The EU has 27 member states. If we let Turkey in, or a country like that, by which I mean Turkey drags trans women through the street and water cannons gay pride parades, are you saying that we want to be in a political union in that sort of circumstance? I don't know.
Bulgaria.
Yeah, but don't know anything about Bulgaria.
I get everything you're saying. I'm saying that at this point in this time, the UK is a service-based fucking economy.
Yeah.
No question about this, right? I'm not speaking on any level on economy-based level. We're a service-based economy, right? If we come out of this EU now, we are gonna fucking basically come out of this in a situation where we really do not know the fucking outcome of what we're gonna.
But there's my thing, is what I was saying earlier about Scottish independence, okay, is the Scottish National Party had a plan for Scotland as an independent country that relied on them being allowed to continue to use sterling as their currency. And that was hinged on their gamble that the Bank of England would allow them to do so. That version of Scottish nationalism was lauded as adventuring, as optimistic, as an escape from empire. It was seen as all those things. Yes, so that type of but here is the UK leaving without guarantees of financial security. On similar terms, and yet that version of nationalism is being depicted as racist and despicable. And like I just said, I cautiously believe that now that we've had the vote, we should leave the EU, and I think that we should leave by the 31st. And I'm saying that as somebody that literally, like, my boyfriend is foreign. Well, he's American, foreign now.
Oh, right, foreign, isn't it?
You know, but like my best friends, like one of my best friends is from Hungary, and was having a similarly difficult time with wondering if they were going to be able to stay here. And it crossed my mind. It was like, do I have to marry this ugly fucking cunt? Do I have to keep her here? Do you know what I mean? And so to me, but I know there are some Brexit voters who are racist. I know there are some Remain voters who are racist. There are some Remain voters who the reason they don't want Brexit is because they worry about who's going to serve them sandwiches and pret a manger, and they'd hate to see it to be a nice English girl. So there's all of that on all sides of this debate. But like I said, you can support certain types of freedom and not be a bad person. I know you know that, but what's been so toxic is you would believe, if you read a lot of the papers, that if you support Brexit, you're a bad person. People want to split the world in two and say there's good and evil, and Brexit, if you listen to the media, that's depicted as being nasty, and I think that's wrong.
What's the point? My opinion is, I respect. In fact, I invite this level of fucking debate, because without this level of debate,
yes,
honest debate, where it's just no bullshit, where it's level. Babe, I invite it. I swear I did.
That's why I came on.
And can we have Lee on one of your things, on one of your interview things?
Yeah, there's
So it'd be very interesting if you went on one of Vanity's shows.
I'd love to. I'd love to. But,
Oriel, have you been on the brink of, or? Oh no, sorry.
No,
because I just felt like you were about to tell me off for something.
No,
so I was
no.
like, so go ahead. I was like, don't you think I'm trying to like avoid confrontation? But I'm like, go ahead.
No, absolutely not.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Carry on, please.
No.
I think it was around, I was saying about my friend had similar anxiety about whether or not she'd be able to stay. She's been here since 2012, so 8 years, but he was like, will you help me if I need a sponsor? He was like, I don't know what the process is going to be.
No, she's able to stay. Only she needs to apply for the...
We particularly want her out. It's Candy. It's Candy Vanity Heals. One of my best friends, and who I love. But I was like, God, how do we get rid of this bitch? Let's have Brexit.
Arel, what are your thoughts what are your thoughts? Arel the third.
On Brexit,
On Brexit.
just get it done.
Get it done.
In what way? Explain why.
We're all the same.
In one way,
From your genuine, honest, personal experience, why?
well, basically, first of all, in this European Union to accept the deal that Boris said it, right? Then just get it through the parliament. Just those dickheads from the parliament, from the top to the bottom, they are idiots. They don't even care about the fact that this country spends each week with this Brexit so much, but they don't really care about that. They want to pull the cats.
And they're causing uncertainty.
Yes.
Can I ask you then, if a deal cannot, let's say the deal's rejected by Parliament, do you think we should leave without no deal just to get it done?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh.
I think when you ask people, do you want in or out, and then afterwards you start saying, I want what terms, Baba? I think that's a little dishonest to me.
Exactly.
Can I ask what it's between the two of you? Mind if I ask you between Verity and Vanity and
And Orwell.
Vanity.
Vanity and Arel. A quick question to the pair of you.
Question.
I'm
learning.
If I said to you now, what do you think about the situation as Brexit stands right now, where Boris has gone with a virtual fucking... What are your thoughts right now on Brexit?
Oh, could I say, I think it's despicable
Why?
that instead, well, what I would say is that Boris's position is lamentable, that our Prime Minister, that for political pointsmanship and in order to just oppose for the sake of opposing, that his hands have been tied. He can't negotiate a serious Brexit deal because because the EU knows that he has a parliament that won't support him. Now that's part of our politics. We have opposition. We have an oppositional parliamentary, adversarial parliamentary structure. I get that, but I do think that like the Benn Act, it completely tied his hands.
Vanity, I love you, babe. I can't agree with you.
That's all right.
That's great.
And that's what debate is
exactly.
about.
Yes.
Yeah, there is pro and against this.
Babe, I mean, please, you're far more literate than me. But no, this man is a self-serving politician who is out for his own needs, is a cunt.
But I think, but no, that might be true. That might be true. That even a stopped clock is right twice a day. So even a self-serving politician can do the right thing in the right capacity. Yeah. I would argue that a self-serving politician right now would not be arguing for Brexit. In our current parliamentary system, there are no rewards for arguing for Brexit. Our current parliament is made up of 650 odd MPs, and 400 of them support Remain. So if you want to be in with the parliamentary bunch, you don't go out and say that you support Brexit. So I know what you're saying. By the way, Boris Johnson, we all know what he is. He's a fucking numpty. He's a bubble. Yeah. But like I say, like it's almost a symptom of our situation that the bumbling clown has more integrity.
No, babe, no.
I think he has more integrity than Jess Phillips, who represents a Leave constituency, shrieking hysterics, telling the Prime Minister that his language of a surrender act is despicable, whilst at the same time there's videos of her saying that she would stick the knife in Jeremy Corbyn's back to stop him from becoming Prime Minister, or whatever it was she said. And I'm like, that is duplicitous parliamentary politic doublespeak nonsense and crap. And Boris Johnson, who I'm no fan of, although I do find amusing, but I'd know better than to vote for somebody just because I find him funny.
People like myself and us bum boys. But
Wait, no. Are you offended by that? Because if I said
fucking well am.
you shouldn't be.
I should be.
No, you shouldn't be.
Why not?
You shouldn't be because one, you are a bum boy, dear.
I am. Oh, fucking David.
And if I ever see a picture of you in a tank top, then I will know you're a tank top bum boy.
I will never be the tank
And
top.
our gay community is more robust than to find these things offensive. And I'll tell you this, he's the kind of guy who's got he's a twat.
He's a total
But
twat.
you know there's that twat. He's usually married to your sister. And he's a twat.
No, he's
And he
not.
says, oh, we're tank top bum boys. And you go, do you know what? He is a twat. But I know that this particular area is not the area where we fundamentally disagree. Because I like a laugh. And yes, that's nonsense.
When you, babe, 98% of what you just said, I genuinely agree and get.
But
and
yeah,
that-
just hate him.
No.
I get that. This is the problem. He wants to be a leader, but leadership is about, it's sorry to say, but like being a maverick and a radical as a personality will get you well liked by some people. But I do think like what we really need is we need a statesman to bring us together, and he is not it. He is not it.
No,
He's
you
not
said
it.
he's not the
He's
one.
not it. I agree with that. He's not it. I think he's the one to get Brexit over the line,
No,
and
he's
then
not.
we'll have David Miliband back in the Labour Party,
No, he
and we'll
won't.
vote
Is that
for,
the good-looking
and we'll
one?
vote,
Yes,
yeah, and we'll vote for him.
Yes.
And-
my sister has just fucking.
And on that note,
No. This is great.
and on that note,
But I have to pee, so I'm going.
Okay.
all right.
On that basis. Very. Fucking.
wonderful.
I fucking love it.
Thanks for having me on, guys. You knew it'd be colourful.
No, you're colourful.
Wait, next week.
Well, mate,
Are you free next week? If you're not.
Is this for the Botox? I'll come back sometime, but I'll come
She'll
on
back
for the
sometime.
Botox.
We'll sort out a date.
I'm serious about the Botox.
And when the Botox, yes, because I'm going to have Botox as well. He's got to do Botox through this mask.
Everyone wants a Botox.
It's been amazing.
Quite simply,
Yeah.
Simply the best.
the best and most fucking.
Attractive.
So, Vanity, where are you this week?
I know. Do you know what? I know we've got brunch. I think it's sold out. I think I was supposed to be at the Duke of Wellington on Sunday, but I forgot I had share tickets. So
Oh, I'm going to see Cher on Sunday as well.
we'll go for a drink beforehand.
Yeah, well, I'm having a meal beforehand as well.
Well, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Are you
Having a meal
vegan?
beforehand.
And I'll bring James,
Yeah, okay.
who is a lovely
Yeah.
boy.
By the way, are you vegan like him? Based on plants?
I'm not a vegan. I am.
I'm a plant-based eater.
I partake in the meat. But I don't mind a vegan restaurant.
Apparently,
I
he's
enjoy-
vegan, but still he likes
I-
human sausage.
Look, who are we to judge?
And on that note, can we just give a hand for Vanity Von Glow?
I swear to you now. Vanity, when's your next gig?
Yeah.
We've done that, Bitger.
We've done that.
I think it's Saturday, and then Cher. So maybe I'll come on as Cher.
So,
Even Melly wants for Botox to
away.
come.
a good night from me, and it's a good night from them. Join us next week.
Join us next week.
Bye.